Thank you for joining me for this session of meditation and prayer. I thought I would turn the camera onto a view. This is the view that I see when I look out of my little office every day, and it's particularly nice today because there's the fluffy clouds and it's quite windy and there's greenery, and if you look really closely you might see some cattle way up slightly to the left and centre of the screen. You'll see maybe the roof of the house. That's our neighbour. So I get to look out at his cattle most days. They're beautiful, just a beautiful thing. A gift from God, a view like that. So I just thought that perhaps today you could be watching that while we think and ponder. Today I thought a lot about Psalm number 72. All of it is important, but in particular, verse 16 sort of jumps out at one, and I thought it's especially important that we read and explain the actual meaning of verse 16. And it's good to pray and to ponder over these things, particularly parts of Psalms that seem to touch a chord in our heart. We need to pray and ponder just on a single verse sometimes, and that verse may just simply resonate with us, or it might lift our spirits immensely to a higher level of understanding and even gratitude, which is very important. So I'm not going to read all of Psalm 72. I think that you all should read that for yourselves, because there will be meaning that comes to you from different verses for different people. But this is the one that I found very interesting. And so we're going to look now at Psalm number 72, verse 16. And I will read the verse. Verse 16 says, "May there be abundant grain on the earth of the mountaintops. May its fruit rustle like the cedars of Lebanon. May people blossom from the city like the grass of the earth." Well, that sounds all very interesting and good, but is that its total meaning? Let's take a look at this explanation. And I am reading, referencing the book of Psalms, and it's the writings, the Art Scroll series, and it has a lengthy and comprehensive explanations for each verse of each psalm. So let me look at this now. In verse 16, when it says of the mountaintops, not only will the rich soil bear crops, even the barren and inaccessible mountaintops will become verdant and amazingly productive. The Talmud foretells that in the future, a stalk of wheat planted in the valley will grow to an incredible heights until it towers above the mountaintops. Oh, this puts tingles in your spine, doesn't it? In this same verse, the phrase, "May its fruit rustle like the cedars of Lebanon." It says each kernel of wheat will be as large as the huge fruits growing in the lush forest of Lebanon. They will equal the size of the large kidneys of a cow. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever seen a cow's kidney, but they certainly are large in comparison to a human's kidney or a sheep's kidney. the explanation for verse 16 continues, where it says, "May people blossom from the city like the grass of the earth." Now, in the same way that agricultural marvels will bloom in the fields, demographic miracles will abound in the cities. An unprecedented population explosion will fill the urban areas with teeming masses. Jerusalem in particular will witness spectacular growth of her Jewish population. So there you go. That's verse 16, and just amazing the depth of understanding that we can gain from that small one verse, which I'll read again. "May there be abundant grain on the earth of the mountain tops. May its fruit rustle like the cedars of Lebanon. May people blossom from the city like the grass of the earth." So I would encourage you, sometimes when you're at a loss, you want to pray, you want to prepare yourself, but you may be distracted or things are encroaching on your prayer pathways, then it is good to read the Psalms. First of all, they do have a very calming and soothing effect on one. And particularly if you have a book of Psalms that is has a commentary, which I think is handy to have, because at first when we read a psalm, we don't always understand what is actually behind it. And it's quite surprising, very rewarding. So be mindful of the value of those psalms, and a single verse can really lift us to a high state of understanding and assist us to come to a prayerful mode in our day. So never overlook the Psalms, and always pray from the heart whenever you can. Say, "Hashem, I'm trying to concentrate. I'm wanting to be grateful for everything I've received this week. I want to be closer to you every day. And although I try, I become distracted. Help me to draw closer to you, to rely more on you, to be grateful for your blessings, to try harder each day, to be happy in the knowledge that I'm your child. And may I always remember to pray for others before myself. Pray for the needs of others first. May I remember to ask forgiveness always for my sins. May I examine my conscience truthfully and clearly, and be truly remorseful for the wrong I have done or the things I have neglected to do. Just prayerfully continue to talk to Hashem. Talk to him in your own words. Doesn't matter if you stumble or forget and have to pause for a while. That's okay, because Hashem's still listening. Please take care, and God bless. Continue your prayer.